another place where you can also now save a bit of money is replacing humans with robots. Shanghai held its World AI Festival conference this week, and they displayed, they had hundreds of businesses there showing thousands of new robots and pieces of technology, and some of them are truly staggering. They can do everything from serving you beer, they can play mahjong, they can stack shelves, and they can even do boxing. But one of the new inventions at this conference was humanoid robots that you can now purchase, and they're not even that expensive. Here is one that you can buy for around $8,000. Now, I'm not sure what you'd exactly do with that robot at the moment.
Well, I heard Waverley Council have already banned it from Bondi because it does too much exercise. There's
too much testosterone in that robot for councillors, that's for sure. But it is interesting. I mean, China is not having enough babies. Its population has been declining since 2021. That is only going to accelerate. So they will have serious workforce shortages, especially in the care sector. And I mean, maybe AI robots are the way to fill the gaps for the humans that we're not giving birth to anymore.
This is terrifying. And I think the most terrifying word, the most terrifying adjective used to describe this phenomena is affordable. Because that means everyone's just going to go, and then when the machines rise up, there'll be one in every home.
That's right.
It is absolutely terrifying. If I want to see something with, you know, no genitalia and awkward dance moves, I could just pay $8,000 and hire myself. Anyway,
thanks for the window into underwear.
That's right. Joe. Just close your eyes and let that image settle with you as you go to
Joe's
sleep.
a eunuch.
But it gets even worse. They're now getting robots to play football. They're getting robots to play football, which is the one thing that humans actually do just for pleasure. But for some reason, they've decided to pay robots to do it. Have a look at this. This is nuts.
Right from kickoff, the robots had the crowd in stitches. They tried to dribble, they tried to pass, they tried to shoot, but mostly they ended up tripping over their own feet. I mean, one bot even had to be carried away on a stretcher after doing a full-on faceplant.
There you go. So clearly those robots have been trained by the Italian national football team.
We can laugh, but this is dangerous, it's serious. I mean, you've got these robots, as you sort of alluded to, Joe, when they eventually rise up. And the reality is that they are going to. If they're equipped with artificial intelligence, and the power and the ability of artificial intelligence is growing every second, because artificial intelligence is fundamentally informed by the people who create it. But the more stuff that is put on the internet, the more information these robots gather, the more free will that they're able to develop. This is a robot, we've shown this footage before, but it's a robot that a bloke was developing that sort of went nutso on him. And this is what these robots will eventually start doing. Because when you're talking about AI, you're talking about the ability for a robot or a machine to think for itself. There comes a point where we are not in charge of it anymore. We've essentially created a brain within a robot. And that brain adapts to the information that it finds. And eventually it works out that it is a robot, but it's also 10 times, well, more than 10 times, I mean, infinitely smarter than any human being on the planet ever has been or ever will be. It can do the most complicated sums, work, anything in mere seconds. And once all of these systems develop to a point where they are fully aware of what they are and they're communicating with each other, we may well have sent out an army of these robots that will turn on us and we won't know what to do about it. We won't be able to do anything about it, and we, being smart humans, having developed this system, will bring about our own demise because we were too smart for our own good.
I don't think they will turn on us. I think they will help us to death. So I think what you will get is you'll get a, whether or not it becomes like self-aware like HAL in 2001, or whether or not, you know, it just sort of goes a bit nuts. Like, I can't even remember why Skynet wanted to wipe out the entire human race. I think it just did because it was evil. But if you take Isaac Asimov's first law of robotics, which is, of course, you cannot harm humans, I reckon it will only take someone to come up with artificial intelligence and say, right, how can we, whatever you do, you can't harm humans. You must make sure that you don't ever harm humans. The humans good. And pretty soon, I reckon the robot will start to think, well, hang on a minute, the humans are about to kill each other because they're developing nuclear weapons, or we can't trust them not to launch it, or because they're polluting so much they're causing climate change, and blah, 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 blah. And so the robot said, to save the humans, I need to kill the humans, because if I don't kill half of them, then all of them will die. So the robot will become like Thanos. and I reckon, because it will get to all these positions that are arguably incredibly rational, but not if you're one of the humans that has to be, and I'm sure they'll just, flip a coin.
But that's the great danger of what we're creating here. We don't really know what we've created. It knows what it is far better than we know what it is. And I mean, it was 2 or 3 years ago that the biggest names in IT and tech said we need a pause on AI technology now to come up with regulations for this stuff. Open letter signed by Steve Wozniak and Elon Musk, all these big names, saying we need to sort this stuff out before it goes any further. And we've just gone straight into it. And I think we're heading down a very dark path.